All right, on my buddy Eric right now, he's got super curly hair. I'm gonna show you guys how to smooth this out, blow dry this out. But I'm gonna start, and I'm just gonna do a clean bald fade up for it, and we'll just discuss everything. So right now I just wanna clean it up. I know I'm gonna skin fade it at the bottom and do a 000. And I'm gonna go off your parietal bone and occipital bone. So if you learn these two things, you could say this to all your clients and your clients will trust you. Because your clients won't know that this part of their head's called parietal, and the back's called occipital. So when you start fades, you just clean everything up to that level. And you wanna just build like a steady flow through it. I'm almost knocking off my bulk right now before I get into the skin fade.
That's a nice cordless clipper.
What's that?
A nice cordless clipper.
Oh yeah, no. Cordless clippers, until they make a cordless blow dryer, it'll be perfect. Like, I don't have any more cords except my blow. You guys know that's like the worst thing. You just get caught on something. You're like, ugh. And I go over everything in every direction. I'll go straight up and down, diagonal, because hair doesn't grow the same way. Even on my hair, one side grows like forward, one side grows down. If I try to slick all my hair back, I always have like a difficult side. The freshman class is in here too, yeah?
Yeah.
Rad.
What number is this?
This is a 1.5, yeah. So the wall, these are like the premier magic clips, but the magic clips are the best clippers. They're the lightest ones. Like, I'm a smaller dude. I don't want the Oster 76 that has a clips where I have to use two hands to try to fade. These are the lightest ones. It's almost like fading with like a pencil almost. Like, but I always tell everyone, like, think of your clipper like an eraser, and you just slowly want to erase things out. So right now I'm doing a 1.5 because I know I'm still going to zero out the bottom. There, I just took that out. Now I'm going to use the Andis Slimline. This little one. And you always want to brush it down. I'll start turning them too. I always rest a hand on their head. And I always teeter a finger, like on their cheek, to have more control. And this line, you want to be the cleanest. Questions, guys? Some of you have some already. Every client. The second you're licensed, every client's gonna consider you as good as us that have been doing hair for 10 years. Like, I'll still get a girl like once a month, but I specialize in men's. Like, that's my thing. Like I go right off of the bone usually. Like, I just dip. I'll show you right now. And I just go straight up, and I'm always scooping. If I go straight in and round it in, then it's stamped in. That means I have to take it higher now. So even when I'm going off the side, I almost just ramp it out. I do my best to look, right when I get to the top, I almost like go softer. Like the bottom, I'll go harder and stamp it to get it clean. And then right at the tip, I'm still teetering my finger. Sliding, you just need to be able to hear it. You can always hear when your blades are still cutting.
So how do you handle?
So now I'm gonna go back to my wall. I already took it off with a 1.5. This is the biggest trick with fading, guys. Knowing your lever. Like, your lever is everything. Like, you can't put on a half guard, do a line, then put on a 1 guard and take out that line. You have to use your lever. There's in between little sections. So because this is like a 00, 000, no blade on this one. This is just a regular job. I'm gonna open it. Open it means the teeth get furthest apart. So it gives me more space. So now this is technically a half, and I'm gonna scoop right above it. And again, this is why I mean, like, use it like an eraser. Now I'm gonna close it a tiny bit, like, you can close it all the way, middle, and all the way open. But first all the way open, listening. Close it halfway, listening. You guys already see how it's starting to erase it. It's already starting to look softer. And that's the thing, it's just playing with this back and forth. So now I'm gonna throw a half guard on. So if the blade's all the way closed, it's a half guard. If I open it all the way, that's a 1 now. Now that's a 1 guard. I could, so then I'll chuck on a 1 guard, close it. That's the same thing as a half guard opened. So now I'm just gonna go with a half guard, listening still. And I use 2 hands because your clients will try to talk to you, look at you, they'll sneeze, they'll cough, they'll try to be like, hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, how's your day going? You're like, don't move your head, dude. Like, but if you're teetering and you have your hands on them, it kind of controls it, holds their hand, like their head down. So to erase that. So the back of the head takes the longest. That's the most part of anybody's head, is the back of their head. So I'm gonna go back to the 0, open it. Every time I switch, if I take the guard off, if I put a new guard on, I open it. Because I can always tighten it up and make it shorter. This almost gives me a buffer the whole time. And I'm just going like a finger depth to create a second line. You don't want to make a whole bunch of lines or you'll lose your place. That's the main reason for us. So now close it halfway. Go a tiny bit under that. Close it all the way. Hit the bottom part of it. If I still see something a little higher that looks splotchy, open it again. Close it a tiny bit.
So you're going at it at an angle, right?
In every angle, yeah. Just because the hair growth pattern doesn't always grow the same way. And look, and since his sideburns gonna be right there, in my head, I already know, but I'm just gonna open it up, make it a half to blend that a little bit.
You know how he has gray hair?
Yep.
And then gray hair makes it look patchy sometimes. It's not the type of way that you cut the hair, it's just a hair color.
Yeah.
How do you...
I explain it to them. I'm like, I can round this out and take it all off, but this is your gray hair where I'm building this fade. And 90% of the time, they're like, oh, I get it. All right, dope. Yeah, leave that there. That's fine. And you'll see what the other side of his hair, like there's one spot that I leave a little bit more where it's just a little more gray streak. So back to the half. But yeah, it's being able to explain it to them. Because yeah, you'll see it. His hair could be a toughie. I've already cut his hair a couple times, and so I knew what I was gonna have to deal with today. But they even know, like every time I bring models in when I cut here, I always bring somebody that I know that's kind of easy to explain. But Eric was like a good little, yep.
And then gray hair makes it look patchy sometimes. It's not the type of way that you cut the hair, it's just a hair color.
Yeah.
How do you...
I explain it to them. I'm like, I can round this out and take it all off, but this is your gray hair where I'm building this fade. And 90% of the time, they're like, oh, I get it. All right, dope. Yeah, leave that there. That's fine. And you'll see what the other side of his hair, like there's one spot that I leave a little bit more where it's just a little more gray streak. So back to the half. But yeah, it's being able to explain it to them. Because yeah, you'll see it. His hair could be a toughie. I've already cut his hair a couple times, and so I knew what I was gonna have to deal with today. But they even know, like every time I bring models in when I cut here, I always bring somebody that I know that's kind of easy to explain. But Eric was like a good little challenge today where I was like, all right, this will be good for you guys. Now the half. Look, here's the thing with fading. It's going to be tedious. You're flipping from guard to guard, open and closed, back and forth. It's a whole different thing than cutting women's hair. Women's hair is all elevation, finger positioning, where you hold it. 2 hours to do a fade.
So, and what's the repeat service like on this haircut? 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
It varies. I have a couple clients that come every 7 to 10 days.
I used to work at where? Nordstrom's?
Half. Bailey, I'm gonna have you rinse them in like a second. Okay. You guys see that last little dark spot?
Well, I think he's got the perfect hair for this. How about those curly hair?
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna smooth that out. I'm gonna blow dry that and show you guys. Every guy with, here's the thing, you're gonna get a bunch of men's cuts, and right at the end, you guys are gonna ask the men's, do you want me to style your hair? 90% of the time, what are they gonna say? No. I'm gonna go home and rinse it out myself. I'll shower and restyle it. You wanna style their hair. You wanna show them something different. Like, and guys don't know how to. Guys think like, any barbershop you go to, they have a blow dryer just to do this. Not to style hair how you guys know how to blow dry girls' hair. Like, so I always tell guys, like, even the guys that don't want it, I go, let me style it real quick, dude. Because if you show them something, it's gonna blow their mind. Like, they're never gonna forget you. They're gonna come back to you. And again, yeah, guys, I came from like a Mexican Cuban family that told me you have to dry your hair because if you go outside with wet hair, you're gonna get sick. Right? You guys all knew that. I love you guys like finish the sentence. That's total BS. That's a hair dryer is not meant to dry your hair, it's meant to shape your hair. You all know that. Everybody that blow dries their hair, you know you can polish it off all nice. Use a hot tool after. Makes it look more expensive. It looks nicer. It's not just. But guys don't know, like guys just cake and pomade, just slick it down, don't touch it. You're like, blow dry your hair, dude. But again, like I've always loved like being able to communicate with my clients differently, where guys get a little bit uncomfortable sometimes with that. They're like, oh, you're gonna blow dry my hair? And you're like, dude, if you hate it, I'll re-wet it and you can go home like that. I'll just re-spray down, I'll go right back to you. Your curls will come right back. When they try to do it with their hands, it's heat and tension, but it's that feel-good tension. You don't want to rip it out, but as long as I'm holding it, this won't poof out. And if his hair was longer, like, I'll fully wrap it in every direction until it's bone dry. And by that I mean I want to touch it and not feel any temperature. Temperature can only live inside of moisture. It's like if you like opened up your dryer and you touched the clothes and it still felt hot or cold, what does that mean? It's still wet. So you put it back in until it doesn't feel like any. Hair's fabric, just like clothes. And I always do my best to try to simplify it to everybody. Even right now we're like at a halfway point. We're still gonna hit that top of the wedge of the fade. So here, one last thing. This part of the head's lower than this part of the head. Every single one of you. I've said this to clients, and I say it to all my clients, and they'll be like, "Oh, no way!" And I'll be like, "No, dude, that's how skulls are shaped. All our skulls are round down in the front." So for any guy, try it. Watch the response you'll get. So right here, I want the front to be the longest. Even if he wants to rock it down, I want more volume here and textured. Or if he wants to slick it back, I want the layers to sit back together. So I'm just gonna do a little cheat right now. I won't be all super precise. And tension is so important. Also work on your shear work. Mrs. knows, she used to yell at me. So right here, like I over direct it and whatever's popping out, but keeping that same tension is super important. In the beginning, like, that's what's great about doing Sassoon courses, is that they make you section everything off really tight so you see all this. And then if that feels like a stretch, I'll jump to the other side. See, and I'm just kind of dusting it for anything, just reshaping it. And I always tell everybody, I'm like, I want the sides of your hair to be the longest. I almost want to do like a fade, like bent like a U, from longest to shortest. So if he throws his hair this way, there's little shorter pieces that catch the layers. He throws it that way, doesn't matter. Like, I hate when I check somebody's hair and it's a new client, and one side's super long, the other side's like tiny short, where I'm like, you can't even style that both ways. Like, you're just stuck that way. So now I'll take that, and because I just want to keep it all textured, I'll point cut into the middle. So I'm just shortening the middle a tiny bit. And this just keeps it from making it look like a flat top. Like, if I just blunt cut it, it's gonna look like a hard line. But if I still keep a straight line and texturize it, it looks a little bit more natural. And I'm over directing every section backwards to keep length in the front. Let's get back to drying. Put a wrench in I could. 1, 2. I have the product, I'm already working it. I do all the way hot, all the way airflow, and I do it fast. Like, I don't hold it on one spot. And when you guys saw me doing it with my hands, I always put my hands in front of the blow dryer, because if I'm burning my fingers, I'm burning their scalp. You guys have no idea, like, you're gonna make mistakes. Try, let's just do it with our hands. Now slow it down. And at the roots, that's all you want it. I don't care how the ends dry up. Bone dry, just at the roots. And heat and tension. If there's not tension, there we go. Heat and tension, yeah, I hadn't said it. If there's not tension, it's gonna frizz out, it's gonna poof everywhere. Everybody knows that. You can use it with your hands instead of brush. You guys know when you round brush a girl's hair? Why are you round brushing and just drying at the roots? Just at the roots as you pull it out. Same guys. So I'm gonna throw in my product, more of like a cream base first, after I dry it. This is still pliable. You see that? Like, we didn't lock his hair in. He can still play with his hair all day, and it's gonna be set like this. Like, you can mess it up, still bring it back. Now, because I want a little bit extra shine, hold it, a little bit of dimension, I'll emulsify it through my hands. Guys do this. Guys grab a goop, and they just like hit it, and I go, don't throw that much in, dude. Like, emulsify it, and then rake it. Like, do a little bit in there, you know? And I'd rather put more on my hands and then minimize, like, and then just wipe it off. You don't have to use all of that. But guys don't know that. And that's why if you guys decide to do men's hair, teach them everything. Because guys, like, I've been doing this now for years. This is my 4th time coming here. And I always think that, like, guys are going to know already. Like, oh, blow dry your hair like this, use this product. They still don't know. It's just still like, they'll come in, they'll be like, I had no idea my hair could do this. I'm like, Jesus.
Women are like that too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that always shocks me when I'm like blow drying some girl's hair and she's like, I didn't know my hair could do that. I'm like, and you're a chick. Like, I think that. I don't say that. No, but again, like, think about it, guys. Like, when you guys were little girls, every girl in here, you're 6 or 7, what does society tell you? Learn to put on makeup, learn to do your hair. What do they tell us, guys? Here's a bucket of gel, good luck. That's the difference, you know? If, like, I come from a Mexican-Cuban family. If I asked my dad when I was a little kid if I could blow dry my hair, all right? I don't even have to finish that story. You guys already know. Exactly. Lo supe. All right, guys, if we can give my 2 friends a round of applause. shaver, I'll just hit it on the neckline. This can only cut stubble. If you go into the hair with this, it can't cut the hair. It might pull it though, so still be cautious with it.